Welcome to the Capucine cinematic universe. Today we're going to discuss Capucine's journey to stardom and career. Capucine grew up in Saint-Lambert-de-Livet, located in a little town called Samu. Her industrious family wanted her to work as a teacher or banker, but at 17, Capucine was like, yeah, no loves, and ran away to Paris to become a model. She became one of the greatest models of her time, working with the most prestigious haute couture houses of France.
Brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular.
Capucine worked as a model to save money and pay for acting classes, helping her pursue her true passion. She landed her first credited role in 1951's Bertrand Coeur de Lion. These roles eventually helped get her to America, where she believed she could finally fulfill her dream. Apart from 2 contacts, Capucine didn't know anyone there, and worse yet, could barely speak a word of English. That did not hinder her efforts though. Charles K. Feldman and his talent scout spotted her in a restaurant. They were drawn to her beauty and eventually gave her a 7-year contract with one condition: she had to take English lessons. She spent her time listening to tapes, attending classes and studying the works of Elizabeth Barrett Browning and Edgar Allan Poe. Due to her linguistic background, she learnt the language within a few months and already started giving interviews in English. Skip to 1959, Capucine beat out hundreds of contenders for the spellbinding role of Princess Caroline in Song Without End. This is when her archetype starts to take form. Throughout these various scenes, you'll notice a pattern of elegant, refined and silent demeanour. Capucine was given a challenging role, especially for a newcomer, but that did not faze her. She brilliantly portrayed the essence of a noblewoman, the daughter of a Tsar no less. Her intimidating presence, unwavering gaze and clash of fiery passion against icy aura brought Princess Caroline to life. Capucine received a Golden Globe nomination for her riveting performance and a barrage of calls from the press, fans and even studios. Hollywood and the media, however, could not look past her modelling days and sophisticated visage. She went on to play princesses and aristocrats 9 times, and almost every role of hers was always that of a refined, proud woman who somehow sacrifices everything for a mediocre man. To Hollywood, Capucine represented the mysterious, exotic European. Many praised her looks, but very rarely her potential and talent. Time magazine stated, "She is as angular as a heron, as cold and remote as an icicle." Directors and studios very rarely allowed her to shine and showcase her talent and range, but she always delivered a stellar performance when given the opportunity. In The Pink Panther and What's New Pussycat, we see her abandon the imposed rigidity that pervaded her prior films. Capucine does play a chic Frenchwoman in both films, but this time she was not constrained to maintaining an ice-cold attitude. Capucine's aptitude for humour, comedic timing and sarcasm finally revealed the extent of her talent. Here we can see some of the most iconic scenes completely dominated by Capucine's impeccable talent. I mean, have you ever seen such an outrageously polite beating? I rest my case. One role that stands out the most is Lucia Fonte in 1969's The Exquisite Cadaver, an underrated masterpiece. In her most intense role, and a lead one too, Capucine does pursue a man, but only to hold him accountable for his actions. Her calm, still but menacing presence paralyzes all the male characters and enthralls the audience. Lucia Fonte manages to avenge her friend Esther and whisk away the man's wife in the process too. Now that is sapphic feminist queen behaviour. After Charles Feldman died, Capucine's roles grew smaller, with one lead role and a string of supporting roles to follow. In a few interviews, Capucine voiced her desire to break away from the stereotype and play more diverse characters. Unfortunately, the opportunities were scarce. In 1975, actor Franco Nebbia asked Capucine which of her roles was most fulfilling. She revealed she had yet to play a role that truly satisfied her aspirations. Growing discontented with her career and the media's prying, she returned to Europe and isolated herself in her flats with Abyssinian, Burmese and Percival, her 3 cats, rarely appearing and only accepting a few roles. In a rare candid interview, Capucine told Bose Hadley her career took a severe hit, after she agreed to play a small role as lesbian scientist Dr. Safari in 1969, which led to the declining state of her career. She revealed many harsh truths about life as a Hollywood star, always under pressure to remain perfect, getting typecast as an icy aristocrat, dealing with objectification and keeping her sexuality hidden during an era of severe homophobia and misogyny. Capucine passed away on 17 March 1990 after jumping from her balcony. Her wish was to be laid to rest in the forest of the Château de Givenchy. For once she was finally listened to, and Givenchy, Capucine's friend of 40 years, fulfilled her request and spread her ashes in his estate's forest. Even after her death, many still referred to her as ice-cold and aristocratic in published obituaries, often filled with misinformation and incorrect facts. Today many people are still inconsiderate and distort the truth about Capucine's life, like Blaise Hoffmann and many others who wrote falsities and fictionalized stories for monetary gain. Capucine's real legacy endures, timeless. Her enchanting talent echoes the fabled adroitness of Apollo, her heartwarming humour captivates all, and her divine presence rivals that of Aphrodite and Helen. She will always be remembered in the annals of the silver screen. Thank you all for listening. I think I might have gotten a little carried away there, but, it's Capucine, so that's natural. But in all seriousness, I do hope you learned quite a lot about the life and career of Capucine.